All right. You know what I'm hearing? A lot of hate about the Apple event. Okay, so Apple just did their new event, and they released some new products. Three products they released. Actually, I'll show it to you on the bottom. I think on the side it's pretty good. Okay, I don't like this lighting on me. I want to
Beautiful.
look better.
Look at those slivers of color. I
All right,
love it.
so we got.
This is the best shot of those computers. The least you can see
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. I actually like the back of them. So we got the Airtags. Voila, the
Oh wait,
Airtags.
they did announce the AirTags?
Yeah, and they're
Okay,
pretty
so now
awesome.
they can really track everything and everyone now. That's great.
Yes, they can. I mean, I'm not going to explain all the features unless
Well,
you're
just give me the
interested.
pitch for the AirTags. These are just like GPS things that you attach to the stuff, right?
Correct. The Apple AirTag is this tracker, this GPS tracker. It also has the U1 chip. That's what sets this apart from all the other trackers that are out there, namely Tile, which is I think the most popular one, the one that I keep hearing about. So it's a tracker. You know, like how you have Find My with your iPhone
Sure.
and with your laptop or whatever. You use Find My with these things, so you can see the devices on a map. You can track them. Uh, it, the What's great about this is that if you lose the item, you can find it with precision with the app. So it tells you in feet and it directs you with the arrow of where to go, and it can even play a noise and all that stuff. But what's really phenomenal about this, and what's really going to make Apple win with these AirTags, is that other people with their Apple devices, just their Apple devices near yours, near your lost AirTag, will send a signal to you saying where your AirTag is.
Oh,
Like with other things, you find the AirTag, you find the GPS tracker, you have to like scan it, and then you have to
mhm.
like have the app, and maybe you can find the person. With the AirTags app, if you've lost your device, you can
It'll
actually
ping me.
you can put a phone number in it so that when I come with my iPhone, I can actually scan the AirTag and know who it belongs to and the
Does
note
the
for
other
it.
person need to be looking for it, or is it just them nearby sends a
That's right.
ping?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they can, if they actually find it, they can actually get a message there and a phone number and be able to contact you. If they're not looking for it, they're just nearby. It the AirTag. So you're on a train. You have your purse. It's connected to this AirTag. You leave the train. You forgot your purse. Once the AirTag leaves you, now it knows it's left you. Now it knows it's not with its owner anymore.
Right.
And then somebody else is on the train with their iPhone. They're not even looking at it, but it's communicating, letting you know, hey, there's a lost AirTag here, and
That's
it says a
great.
ping to you that says your thing. We found it. It's here. It's
Oh,
in this
that's
location.
awesome. That's awesome.
It can
So
make a
when can I put this
sound.
underneath a kid's skin?
Well, some people are talking about how it can be a little dangerous, right? You glue it, you duct tape it to the bottom of someone's car, and then now you can
Yeah, we
track
saw
them.
this in Spider-Man. He throws it in and goes click, and it sticks on the thing, and then
That's right.
you can feel it.
If you're out and about and there's an AirTag that is following along with you because your
Yeah,
device can tell,
it'll tell you.
it will tell you you're being followed by an AirTag. It'll tell you there's an AirTag around, right? Similar
Okay,
to the train, like it'll tell you, hey, there's if you're in a train driving, it'll say, hey, something's following you, and it'll tell you there's an AirTag here, and you go. So it helps you to go find that somebody has lost something.
okay.
It
All
lets
right,
you
Peter.
know.
Well, I got friends who are like hearing this right now, who are like diehard privacy advocates.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
all for. I'm Peter. I think everything should be tagged by default. Freaking, I should be
yeah.
able to find everything all the time
That's right.
because
And all
I
my
see
words
this.
should be recorded, and all my
Exactly.
moves. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, exactly. No more, yeah. I love it. I love it. You, if you can give up privacy or the illusion of privacy, you can get so many great benefits. But holy Lord, some people are going to be like, "You don't bring a goddamn tag in my house." Because what do those tags listen to you?
No, there's no microphone, but there is a speaker that plays a noise to let you
So
know where it
it
is.
does listen to you, and does it ever run out of battery?
One battery lasts 1 year.
Oh, and how much do they cost?
One costs $29.99 US.
Uh huh.
Four costs $99.99 US.
Okay, so this version in 3 years will be $5.
Yeah,
You're like, grab me a chip and then tags out of the chip bin.
that's right.
Get it from the chip drawer. and now you're just sticking on everything. Oh, this is great. I love it.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
I
it.
love it. I love it. I love it purely for the thing with the kids. Okay, if
Mhm.
any kid I'm taking care of is going to get an AirTag. Okay, somewhere on their in their thing
Well,
is going to
kids
be an
lose
AirTag.
their devices all the time. You
No,
think
forget
they
about no, forget about them losing the device. The kid, I don't want to lose the kid.
Sure, 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 sure.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Like, do we really have to live in a world where you're at the mall, Jimmy?
Right.
Jimmy, why? Why do I have to go through that? I know exactly where Jimmy is. The moment Jimmy leaves my freaking radius, I get a chime. Okay, that's what I want.
Exactly.
Okay,
Right.
I don't want to ever have to be like, Jimmy, where's my dog? Where's my kid? Good.
Oh my god. Well, as long as it doesn't detect, I just wouldn't want it to tell people, like, I wouldn't want to store information about me specifically. Like, I don't want it to have all the information from my health app, let's say. Like, I don't want that much data out there. Look, I'm fine with it if they find a use case for it. I'm fine with giving up privacy in order to get perks, especially if they have cool names like Airtags and stuff like that. I'll take a cute name product if it's like so like Google. We have all the information ever. Google. I'll take it. If it was the Ministry of Information, I'd be like, no, thank you. I don't want the Ministry of Information to have the information. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we're gonna have to stick this on all our. Wait, so why can't our existing devices just do this on their own? Like, why can't
Our
my
existing
phone just
devices do. Our existing devices do this. You can
no,
find
but
your
other people
laptop.
no, no, but other people, they go by it won't, like, ping
Yes,
me
it
that my
does. It
it
does.
does?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
If you lost your laptop and you're looking try to find it, it will be if there's an Apple device that is nearby, or the last
mhm,
time an Apple device is nearby, it will let you know. Hey, the last time we saw this
I see,
thing, it was in this location, so it
I
does
see, I see,
exist. This
I see.
AirTags adds the functionality to everything else. The tag you can't really use it that well on its own. You've got to put an accessory on it in order to tie it to
What?
something because it doesn't have like a tile chip has like a keychain hole in it, but
Oh.
the Apple one doesn't. So they're kind of forcing you
You
to.
have to buy these
Um,
accessories?
well,
So you're already
there are third party accessories, but yeah, the
yeah, so
accessory
you're already overpaying for the plastic, and then
you're
you have to buy
not.
this other thing.
It's the
It's 30
plastic
bucks.
is
It's 30 bucks.
surprisingly yeah, but that's the standard for the industry. It's surprisingly well priced. People are like, "Hey, Apple," and then you find out the accessory costs more than the actual device. You're like,
I see,
"Oh, we
I
totally
see,
get it. We
I
totally get
see.
it." The thing
But
is
you can just
with
you can
yeah,
just toss it into something. You don't need the accessory, right?
yeah, you
Like,
can
I
just
could just
toss it
glue
into
it with
something.
some tape, some glue, or use some tape,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you can just toss it into something. Yeah, it'll get scratched to shit, but yeah.
Well, first we had Pokemon Go, and now I can be Spider-Man. This is really all we need is like swords to come out of my hands, and I'd really be happy.
So we got the AirTags.
Uh,
So if you see here in the image here, I don't know if you can see Tom, but as
I
you get
can, yeah.
closer, it shows you like it shows you an arrow, and the arrow will
Oh,
actually
I see.
move in the
Moves.
space
Okay.
and then make a sound and vibrate as you get closer and closer to it, and then there you got
It's
it.
too
So
bad it's
we
so
got the
big.
AirTags.
Too bad it's so big.
What do you mean the puck? The thing is?
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
wish it
very
was like
small.
tiny.
No, it's
Well,
very small.
no.
This is not.
I'll,
This is not. This is not. This is
I mean,
not.
I would want it to be like a penny size.
Oh no, no, it's the size of a quarter. All right. So the next product is the iPad. I'm not going to spend any much time on this, but the iPad Pro got the M1 chip,
Mhm.
and so it's a super powerful. It's got the HDR screen now. It's going to be. It's just super. It's just super pro. The colors.
Wait, do I have to replace my
5G.
iPad?
You don't have to place your iPad because
Is it the same size?
the critique that I've heard so far is yeah, I'm not. I think it is. I can't remember.
All right.
The critique that I heard about this is actually that it's overpowered for iPad OS.
Oh,
Like if you could put desktop thing on it, then great. I got an M1 chip. I can do all kinds of things, but I'm still limited what I can do on it. Final Cut is not on. There's no app for Final Cut on the iPad, so it's like I can do all the superpower, but you're not going to tell the difference when
yeah,
you're
but
editing
the
your
same thing
video.
was with the iPad that I have. Eventually, all the stuff I wanted to came to it, so I'm like, okay, great. I'm
That's
buying
what
something
people are
that's
saying.
future proof.
That's what people are saying. Find something
Yeah,
that's feature proof. So we'll see what it can do
and the
in the
games you
future.
could be able to do on them. Oh my god, Apple is quietly becoming a fantastic gaming platform.
M2, I think, is going to solve that because the GPU isn't there. CPU is great, but the GPU isn't there yet. It's a
Well,
little too
I'm not talking
basic.
about if you want to play Assassin's Creed or God of War or something. I'm talking about like their gaming ecosystem. There's all kinds of games that I go, well, this is what I'll play this on Apple Arcade. Like, yeah, I'll
Mhm.
pay the subscription for Apple Arcade because this is great. I get it's sort of like the Netflix for games. It's
Have you
sort of like
tried Apple Arcade?
yeah, I have it.
Is it
We
good?
have it.
Like,
We have
yeah, I
Apple
know, but
Arcade.
I don't have to play that game. I play Polytopia and sometimes
It's
VR.
just
That's about
fun to be able to
League
like
of Legends, League of Legends.
it's fun to like if I want to try a game, it's there for me. Just like if I want to watch a movie, Netflix is there. I'm not watching Netflix all the time or Amazon Prime or whatever. It's just nice. It's like okay, I don't have to think about it. It's on my phone. And
I gotcha.
like games are fun. I mean, a lot of games aren't, but that's how it is on get a PlayStation and play 6 games on it for the entire life of the PlayStation. So it's like, okay,
All
fine.
right. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's games there that I would like. The games I like playing games on a console more than on a iOS device because I feel like for the smartphone devices, they're made to suck the life out of you like all
That's
the
what's so
time.
great.
Like it's not made for you to accomplish and finish the game.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
made for you to like suck the
Right.
life from you. I don't like
That's
that.
what's so fun about those types of games.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
And then
It's
now
like
with the
World of
picture
War.
in
It's like
picture
every game
video
is World of.
yeah. Now they have picture in picture video, right? You could just play Twitch videos or whatever as you're on your device or split screen if you're on the iPad.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I mean, I'm listening to finance videos and information about philosophy or whatever, but I get to play my clicker game that's just there, like how much can I click, 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 and then learn about calculus
I
on
can't
the
do
way.
it.
It's
I
great.
can't do it. I can't do it. Alex says bejeweled gamers up in
Bejeweled.
here. Yeah, you said gamers, and when you were talking about this stuff, I'm like, this is not what gamers say in
No,
games.
no, no,
That's
no,
for
no,
sure.
no. But you'd be
Alex
surprised how
said
many actually hardcore gamers are like, "Oh, and what games did you play?" "Oh, I played like, Candy Crush on my phone." Like it's like if you actually did screen time with them, you'd be like, "Well, I spent 4 hours playing Hitman, but I've spent 10 hours this week playing this other thing."
this true. This true. Alex had this other question. I don't know if we have an answer to this, but did you hear hackers were extorting Apple by hacking one of their manufacturers? I did not hear this. I did not hear
No.
this. Maybe I heard it in the periphery, but I don't know much about it. All right, Tom. I want to. This is why I want to bring up Apple, and we've got to wrap up here because we're on here for we're at 40 minutes, but let's not take too long. You want to talk about the power of value?
Well, we'll just do that quick. I'll show that Real Vision video that I really want people to take a look at.
All right, I want people to take a look at the new iMacs. Now, this is extremely. This is. I want to say it's polarizing, but most people just friggin' hate it. Let's take a look here. So the iPad, not the iPad, the
I
iMac
can't
24-inch.
imagine buying one of those freaking colors. Maybe blue.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the things that people don't like about it. Okay, so let me tell you the things that people don't like about it. What's getting people really upset, and then you'll tell me your opinion. All right. First is the colors, and they say that why does it have to be colors? What's the point of this? All right, people don't like the color. People don't like. This is spinning around too much. It's distracting me. People friggin' hate the white bezels. People uh, hate how thin it is because of this chin. So if you see here, okay, look how thin it is. Oh my god, it's so thin. I never cared about the thinness of a computer. Anyway,
I still don't.
it's so thin, it's super thin, so fantastic. Hang on, I'm just trying to get a picture of the thing in full screen here. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we got the white bezel, which people hate, and this chin here, which, honestly, with this look, the design hasn't really changed from the old iMac. It's
Right.
white instead of black, and we got the chin, the logo's gone. Yeah, it's thinner in color, but from the front, you can't, it's hard to
So
tell the
I
difference
like that the
between.
logo's gone.
Yeah, me too. I like that the logo's gone.
Because it's just like, when I had my MacBook, I like that the logo's on the other side of the screen. I don't want the logo staring at my face all the time. I hate this black reflective surface there. I accept that there has to be somewhere for the computer to be. Like I assume that that's part of all the circuitry in there in order to handle the ports at the back. What I don't understand, the white bezel, I'm not sure how much I would care so much about that, especially if I would have to actually see how it works with my apps and all that. But one, I can't stand it looks like an iPad and I can't touch the screen because I've been spoiled by my stepkids' Chromebooks, where it's just easier to touch the screen sometimes than it is to I just use the keyboard to type, scroll down. It's just so nice to pinch and zoom and touch on things. So I I don't like that. I have if I have an iPad, so I have my iPad attached to my screen, then I'm just using my iPad to touch things. I would have loved to move over to the thing that looks exactly like that and be able to touch there as well. So I think that's
Well,
unfortunate.
some people think that the some people think that the design of this thing is actually because we are going to be moving to that iPad. So tell me if this looks familiar to you. Not here. Hang on, right here. This looks familiar to you. This look doesn't
It
that look
looks like
like an
the
iPad?
iPad on the keyboard.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
does look like that. So and it tilts and people are like, why does it tilt? Um, some people think it's because we are moving forward. Like, why the hell does the iPad have the M1 chip and
Mhm.
this thing has the M1 chip?
They're gonna
The
merge.
iPad has a better screen than this new iMac and has an
Exactly.
HDR screen,
That's
high
the thing.
quality screen.
I look at this and I go, "Oh, this is a transitory thing. There's no reason for me to buy this now." Right? I
Okay, so the
don't need
hate
this.
that comes up with this is because people don't really understand who this is for, and this is the trap that happens in the tech community online. It's like the tech community, we have our standards, we have the things that we want. But the average consumer could give a crap about 95% of what we want. Like they're not sitting around, oh, why isn't it the M1XZ chip? Why is it the M1? What, weren't we trying to get the like why isn't this why does it have colors? Like it has colors, looks pretty, looks different. I can do my basic things on it. It fits. I can buy it now to fit in with the decor of my living room. It's going to look cool, like hot shit. That's the end of the story. Like that's how it is for them. And the fact that some people even hate it actually adds to the word of mouth about the product because people hated this triple camera lens when it first came out.
Right.
The hate that people got from it, and I remember thinking, like, what's the problem? The
Yeah.
hate that
And
people
now
got
and
from
now
it.
it's a sign that, well, you have the new,
You have the new one, and the next one is going to be ugly too. They're going to be moving the things around, and people are like, "Why are they doing this?" It's kind of like the Cybertruck. It's like if you make it ugly, it's going to be front page news. Like if you make it just look like normal, then people are not talking about. Like I'm not 100% sold that that's the reason they did it, but to me, it looks like a consumer level computer, which is exactly what it is. People were itching. Tech was like, "Oh, we want to get this. We're going to get M1 with a screen and a 1080p camera. We're going to have a new design. It's going to be fantastic." And they go, "What? We can? What? I'm not going to replace my iPad Pro with this."
right,
Like, yeah,
right, right.
it's not for you. It's for the
Yeah. And
person
it's a
who,
24-inch one, so, okay, let me see what they do with the 30-inch.
yeah,
I'm willing
30
to
to
wait.
32 inch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it there.
But just
It's
one thing
been
to
yeah.
remind everybody, like, oftentimes it's easy to think that these things are too expensive compared to, let's say, an alternative, and depending on what you need, it might be. But really consider the idea of when you're reselling it. Like if you're just constantly upgrading your computer, your Mac computer every 2 years, then consider the utility, the productivity you get out of it versus the resale value. And you, if you do the calculations, you might actually end up that it's finding out that it's actually less expensive than a PC that's 30-40% less. um so just consider that, and the ecosystem that's there and the apps that you get to use, and the it's just the ability to retain value and have great productivity depending on what you're doing. I think now it's not to me it's almost like not a luxury item depending on what you're doing. It's not a luxury item. You get to buy something that maintains value. It's a difference
Mhm.
between buying 24 karat gold versus 14 karat gold. Like you get something out of it. You get to maintain something.
So you're not interested in buying this Mac. You're not
I
interested.
mean,
You
I
wouldn't buy
probably
this.
no. I have to. I mean, the 30-inch version of it probably, right? I'll just sell the one I have right now and get the next
Mhm.
one. So sure, because if I wait too long, then the resale value on the existing one goes down. So I might have to do that.
What color would you buy?
Oh, white. What are you talking about? I wish I could
Well,
get a
there's
black computer,
silver.
but
There's
whatever.
silver.
Well,
There's
the
silver.
silver one, yeah.
It has better speakers than the iMac Pro, than the iMac, I should say, than the iMac you have,
Well, good.
which has great speakers already.
Well, I only use my my headphones. So, all right, we got to wrap up here.
Okay, but before we wrap up, I was actually wondering if the choices that Apple made here, or the opinions that people have anything to do with the power of value.
Well, that's why I was just adding a thing at the end over here that despite what you might want to say, um, uh, the uh, the value that it maintains, the resale value of it comes because actually I was just talking with Melissa about this today that something is useful, but it can be useful on multiple levels. So you can have a knife that's really sharp, and then you can have a knife that's really sharp and looks wonderful and is there's only 150 these that exist, right? So it cuts everything just like the other knife does, but it also has satisfies these other types of uses. And what one of the things that Mac does and or Apple does is that their devices satisfy not just the use of the problem that you need to solve, which is I need to be able to do this on a computer, but you also have the status symbol, you also have the build quality, you also have the resale value. So it's when you think of a company that is providing value to their customers, it's hard to say that Apple is not really trying to hit every multiple different vectors as opposed to just one. And it's the argument that always comes up with PC advocates. They go, "It's cheaper." Yes, I understand. If you're going to buy a computer for 10 years time and build your own and have that customizability, great. But with Apple, you're not sitting there downloading drivers. You're not sitting there. You don't have to explain to some other person, here's the whole list of all the components inside of it. And they go, oh, well, I want this component. I mean, you ever sell a PC and someone says, well, I'll take the graphics card and the hard drive, but I don't want the screen. It's like, what are you talking about? Take the whole thing. They don't, no, I don't want the whole thing. I just want the piece. Now you're a scrap salesman. And you never have to do that with Apple. Apple, you put the stuff up,
Yeah.
you put it at a reasonable price. Someone's knocking on your door. Within a day or a couple of days, someone wants it. Have you ever had any difficulty really selling an Apple device?
Surprisingly easy selling Apple devices. I've sold all kinds now, and I can't even believe it.
You're willing to knock off $100 on the price, and the headache's gone. So, like, you can sell it. Whereas I got a PC sitting there right there, a $1,500 PC that I can't give away.
I
But
remember I was selling.
I can sell a 2012 Mac now.
That's right. I was selling. I think it was, I don't know, around $6,000 for the iMac, and no, it wasn't the iMac. It was the 16-inch MacBook Pro. 6,000, 6,500 or something like that. And the messages I'd get from people like, "Oh, I'll give you 5,000. Oh, if I go to Apple now, I can get this thing for at a discount." I was like, "Well, go buy it from freaking Apple then. What are you bothering me for?"
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I knew the value of my thing. And offer after offer came in. I'll give you 4,000 and 5,000. Some of the other guys was like, "I'll trade you a PC for your Mac." And I
Yeah,
was like,
someone asked me, "I'll give you a car if you give me the laptop." I was like, "Well."
I was like, I know, and of course, messages. I had a couple. You're never going to sell it for this. You overselling it. Guy who bought it, he did not think he was getting overcharged. He's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, good, excellent. It's $500 cheaper than what I could get it for in the store. Thank you so much. And it was like that, and I was like, oh my god, that's when the light bulb went off, and I was like, okay,
Uh-huh.
first of all, always buy Apple products.
Right.
Because the price that you see is not the price that you pay for it, right? If I pay $6,600 for a laptop and then I sell it for 6,300, then I haven't I haven't paid much of anything for it. It's
Yeah,
really
and
remarkable.
the same thing is true for some, a lot of, supposedly luxury brands. Like, if the build quality is great, if there's a limited supply, Fluvog shoes is one of my favorite examples of this. If you buy a Fluvog shoe, it's a unique, beautiful shoe, and they only make, I think, 300 or some a few hundred per design, per size, and when they're gone, they're gone. So you have this whole secondary market. On Fluvog.com, they have their I forget what they call Fluvog Marketplace, and also on eBay. People collect these shoes, and you can actually end up selling your shoes for more money. It's just absolutely incredible that when you go, oh, I'm paying a more, not even that much more for a pair of shoe, but it has these qualities, these value qualities to it that makes it so that it retains its value over time. And even
And
if
they're
you
so
wore
fantastic.
they're
Like,
just
look at
fantastic.
them.
Even if you wore it until it went to pieces, you would still be like, "Well, I really got the value out of this." Whereas I've spent a similar amount or less on shoes that died after a year.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Like it's
remember when you were talking about these shoes, and I'm like, why the heck are you going to pay this
exactly.
amount for shoes?
And we
Okay,
walked in
they're
that you walked in
unique.
that store and you're like, "I don't like this. I don't like this." Then you found a pair and you're like, "I love these shoes." and there's no reason you're not going to have these shoes for 10, 15 years. And if you wanted to sell them right now, you could probably sell them for at or a little bit less, and depending on who you're selling it to, more, how long you're willing to wait, more than what you bought it for. It's like once you start thinking of things in that way, of the store of value, or that buying into companies that actually provide real value, and you start to quantify that, then you end up realizing that, oh, when I spend this money, I'm saving the money. I'm not. I'm converting it into something that maintains its value, as opposed to just spending the money and it's gone.
So is that like the counter to why some people will be like, "Oh, why does so and so have 4 houses or 10 cars? Like, why do they need so many houses and cars?" Or like, well, no, they're storing their value
Yeah,
in
exactly.
an asset that hopefully will appreciate.
Yeah, they know that the money on its own depreciates in value. It's not valuable. It's sort of like, and it's not just the money itself. Like someone might be like, "Why are you paying money for a?" I mean, I don't do this, but someone might be like, "Why are you paying money for a one of those food meal boxes? Every week you get a food meal box with your meals for the week. Why are you doing that?" Because you go, okay, well, how much time do you spend going to the grocery store, thinking of recipes, cooking the recipes for the food? And if they say, oh well, 3 hours all told, let's say, per or whatever, 1 hour extra per meal, then and if you're able to say, well, with my work, if I work an extra 1 hour per meal, which is an extra 3 hours per day, 15 hours per week, I make 40% more money, and all I have to do is spend 5% of that 40% in order to pay for this meal set. That's why I do it. And then it's like, oh, wait a second, oh, that does make a lot of sense. Or why do you buy a Vitamix versus another blenders? Because, well, the Vitamix I know I could resell later on, or that it'll last longer, or whatever. Whereas the blender I get from Linen Chest is good. It might break, and that money's down the tube. I have to buy a new one. That's just the way I like thinking about these things. It's not true for
Vitamix
everything.
has a Vitamix has a fantastic warranty. You know, anything goes wrong with that thing, you can send it 7 years. You have. I have a Vitamix. It's at the end of its lifespan. I think the deadline is tomorrow. It expires. I've sent it in 3 times, to get fixed. And you're like, wow, like 7 years later, you can. And I got this Vitamix from someone else, so it's like the warranty transfers. Like as long as you have this thing, so you go, okay, well, the Vitamix has this premium cost to it, but it will last me longer. It will blend faster and better. I'll get all this use from it, and then I could also sell it in 4 years if I want to, and recoup
That's
a
right.
lot of the money
This is how
back.
I think about the Apple Care Plus, right? So my wife just recently, something's wrong with the camera on her phone, so we got to replace, and they replaced the entire phone. So now, a year and a half into having this phone, she has a brand new phone. So in 6 months, if you want to upgrade for the new one, she has a brand new phone. She could sell it basically at the highest price you can get for a resale of this phone. And if she wanted to sell it beforehand, let's say she wanted to sell it this year, the Apple Care Plus is a selling point for somebody because it's transferable. They know, oh, okay, I also get this protection, so I'm willing to pay a premium on it than I would someone who's not giving me that. It's like it's a great way of thinking about great way of thinking about things.
It's been a lot of fun having this conversation. I hope you folks liked this conversation. Welcome to the Jumpstart Salon. Jumpstart for your life in order to get a little boost, get a little education, organic education. Really love that you're here. If you like what you're seeing, remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, hit that little bell so that you know when we go live, and like us, like this video. It helps other people find us and helps us grow. Really appreciate it. If you haven't done it, follow Tom on Twitter, Sacred Prophet. Follow me, I am Bad Guru on Twitter, and join the Happy for a Change audience at facebook.com/happy for a change. The Telegram audio was live. The link is available to all patrons who pledge at least $10. So go over to patreon.com/happy for change and join the Telegram audio group. We're going to be right there. You can chat with us. You can ask us questions. You can be part of voice chats. Let's make this thing happen. That's it for us. My name is Peter Hartman,
I'm Tom Hartman,
and you're watching
and
Jumpstart.
this is your life.
No,
We're gonna
not
we're gonna
finding
get
any other
we're gonna get a
taglines.
tag.
I
We're gonna
don't
find a
know
good
why
tag.
you
We'll
can't
find
figure
it.
that out.
We'll
We're
brainstorm.
not finding anything. No, it's over.